Dzień dobry, witam bardzo, ale to bardzo serdecznie w kolejnym epizodzie Zagrajmy w Disco Elysium. Witam, o zdróweczko was pytam. No już się dowiedzieliśmy, że to jest nasz samochód. Niedobrze, niestety. Zróbmy zapis.
Great news. The boat is big enough for a grown man like you to fit underneath it in a supine position.
Co mam tam zrobić?
I don't know. Sleeping?
Nie no, co ty jaja ze mnie robisz? Wait, może tam spałem? Przecież gdzieś w międzyczasie spałem, nie? Kurwa, odrzuciłem myśl. Mogłem trochę to, wiecie, pociągnąć, nie? Ale jaja. O! Tu jest wejście. Kurwa, dużo rzeczy. Dobra, dowiedzmy się czegoś. Najpierw się dowiedzmy. Dobra, jakieś pieniądze. O, 𝗧𝗵𝗹𝗵𝗁.
I'll just keep the 𝗧𝗵𝗵𝗁𝗂𝗃𝗀𝗏 in the channel, if that's okay.
A, ty.
Hi, ma'am. And it's a jetty, by the way. Of course. Jetty. I prefer a good jetty to appear any day.
Dzień dobry.
Hello, detectives. It's good to see you here. I only just arrived myself.
What brings you here, madam?
Nothing, really. I've had my eye on this jetty for weeks now, so I decided to investigate it personally. This cluster of buildings isn't on any of the official maps.
That. And she's also keeping an eye on you.
Szpieguje nas pani?
Spying has such a negative connotation. I did track your progress along the coast, however, and decided I would be better able to assist you from here.
Okej.
Then there's the matter of that little scamp in old lady clothes. She threatened to paint the 𝗀𝗸𝗏𝗁𝗂𝗏 she read. Like blood, you see. Well, I like it the way it is. White.
What is this? Destruction of property? Hooligan?
No matter.
Jak się pani tutaj podoba?
How do I like it?
Water drips down eaves of eternite. The jetty below her feet creaks to the tune.
It's pornographically poor. The street has no name. All the men are dead or missing. And is that the carcass of a motor carriage over there? I'm surprised that woman hasn't put me to the sword yet. Maybe she will. You should ask your questions while you can.
Dark eyes survey the coast leading up to Martinez. Dull grey metal rests in her scabbard. A sword. The wind is too loud for her to hear.
Fortunately for you, madame.
All right. Real men. Real politics. Real thoughts in your head.
To bym doprawdziłe miasto.
Oh, I'm not frightened, officer. I'd never...
It's early spring, and the rains are coming. They're antiques. The children carry them up.
Have I told you how they discovered this place? No, they're in 𝗀𝗏𝗏𝗏, 𝗬𝗏𝗏. Well, your condition has left you no worse off than most of these people. The literacy rate is around 45% west of the river. 50 years of occupation have left these people in an oblivion of poverty. I knew you would sympathize. Most Revacholians will never know what this place means. Remind me to tell you one day.
Do we?
I hear you have singled out a suspect and are in pursuit. This is cause for cautious optimism. I would not want to delay you.
This story she will tell only before she leaves Martinez, at the very end of her stay.
Maybe there is something else I can assist you with, while you're hot in pursuit.
Znalazłem odznakę.
I love you did.
Fast, observantly, like an electronic printer. She is memorizing your badge number.
Pleased to meet you, Lieutenant 𝗂𝗵𝗏𝗏. I am glad to see a man of high qualification. The situation is precarious. What can I help you with, Lieutenant 𝗂𝗵𝗏𝗏?
Niczym. Dobrze. Oj, Mr. 𝗧𝗵𝗏𝗏. Miałem pomalować ścianę. Pamiętacie? Dawno temu o tym mówiłem, więc wróćmy tam, póki ja jeszcze pamiętam. Tą lokację też będziemy musieli tu przegrzebać jeszcze. Mnóstwo miejsc, które możemy odwiedzić. Mr. 𝗧𝗵𝗏𝗏. By the way, zajebiste nazwisko. Oj, Mr. 𝗧𝗵𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏. Dobrze, a którą ścianę ja chciałem pomalować w ogóle? Nie pamiętam już chyba. Tędy nie. Wychodzi na to, że tu ja rozjebałem ten przejście, nie? By the way, że kamer nie ma.
Whoa. A bridge with loose nails and rot-infested wood that creaks in the wind. A construction code violation if there ever was one. Guess so.
Okay, nie wiem, o co mu chodzi ostatnio. Ta ściana. Dobra, zróbmy zapis.
Paintbrush? Check. Heavy fuel oil? Check. Now the only thing left to do is paint the wall. The paintbrush in your hand is like a loaded revolver. What will it be, Desperado? Quite a few things come to mind.
Jebać policję. Jaki cień czai się tam ukryty przed wielkim blaskiem.
You've spoken. The wall will now silently repeat the message for a decade or so, until the sea air degrades the paint. Adding,
Very poetic. Real poetry. Should we return to our murder investigation?
Teraz pochwalmy się. Ej, czekaj, co? Fakt, tam było jakieś coś? Wow.
Hello again, officers. Have you come to a...
Can't you? I haven't really started it yet.
Yeah? Lying is cool.
Dobra. Chuj z tobą. Pomalowaliśmy ścianę, o to chodziło. Idziemy dalej. Czy ja mam trochę więcej energii? I morali trochę więcej mam? Chyba tak. No dobrze. Właśnie, potrzebujemy znaleźć męża tej ziomeczki. O, Mr. 𝗧𝗵𝗏𝗏𝗏. Ariel 𝗧𝗵𝗏𝗏. Jezu, jak długo graliśmy postacią, która nie wiedziała, jak ma na imię nawet. Możliwe, że nigdy nie dowiemy się, co tak naprawdę się stało mojej postaci. Ariel 𝗧𝗵𝗏𝗏𝗏. Muszka. No powiedzmy, że teraz to będziesz nosić.
Yes?
A, to nie. Krzesło? To powiedzmy, że mamy to przeszukane. Oj, 𝗪𝗵𝗶𝗹𝗵𝗁. Ale odznakę mamy, samochód mamy, broń nam. O ja pierdzielę. Okej, menelstwo spotkaliśmy. Panowie wyglądają na osoby, które są w kryzysie bezdomności. Zobaczymy. O, 𝗪𝗵𝗶𝗹𝗵. Materiał budowlany. Tam są jakieś dzieci. Super. Tam pójdziemy dalej. Ten budynek i dalej pójdziemy później. Musimy się sobie to jakoś to rozgradzać, bo tak to nie znajdziemy większości rzeczy. Zamknięte na głucho. Okej, ale tu mamy jakąś kobietę.
Hi, officer.
A, ta kobieta, Lillian.
Anything I can help you with?
To zależy, gdzie właściwie jesteśmy.
A fishing village on the seashore. This place doesn't really have a name. It's sometimes called Elysium.
Że niewidoczne? Czemu?
The sign on the street leading here is illegible. Has been since they built this place.
Mam pytanie pierwsze. Jak ma pani na imię?
The name is Lillian. People call me Netpicker. I think I have time for questions, and that was actually the second one.
Indeed, you're always confused as to your whereabouts. Ask her about the cool sword. Helps to break the ice.
Szukam kogoś.
Let's see. Who are you looking for?
Szukam podejrzanej, która mogła zatrzymać się tu w okolicy.
Okay. When did this person stay here?
Kilka dni temu.
Oh. I've been out on the sea for most of the past week. The weather's been good for fishing, so I usually start at 4 in the morning.
Serio?
Yes, that's the optimal time. Got to make the most of the calm. I've been sleeping like a corpse after. The sea really takes its toll. Now I'm just waiting for the wind to settle to get out there again. Sorry I couldn't help you out. Maybe I can help you find someone else.
Kryptozoologów?
I don't think I know what these are. Care to elaborate?
Ludzie szukający wyimaginowanych zwierząt. Ludzie szukający trudnych do znalezienia zwierząt.
Aha, like snowmen.
Bałwanów? O tych nic nie słyszałem.
Two old guys have been wandering around here, nose in sand, talking nonsense about snowmen and the like.
Gdzie się udali?
Don't really know. Further down the peninsula, I guess. I mean, that's where they were heading. Who else are you looking for besides snowmen?
Okej, szukam męża z klasy robotniczej.
Yeah, I'm not really looking for that anymore. Not much into the middle class ones either.
To nie dla mnie ten mąż. Szukam go w imieniu jego żony.
Wish I could help you with that, but I haven't seen your working class husband. Maybe I can help you find someone else.
She seems genuinely sorry for not being able to help you.
To już wszystko.
Really? Are you sure you're not also looking for Nadia Harnan-Khor? Or Ignis Nielsen? Or the great lost city of Ace under the waves?
Wielu rzeczy szukam, co?
A lot of stuff. Oh, there's plenty missing, but that's too much for even an eager terrier like you to handle. Although you seem very thorough. Tell me instead, is there something else I can help you with?
Są poproszone o zdobycie pani podpisu.
Were you? This says by signing, I agree to living with construction noise. What exactly is the Union building?
Ewa planuje zmienić część wsi w centrum młodzieżowe.
What a nice idea. Wouldn't have thought that
She sounds incredulous about the niceness of the idea.
A co dokładnie?
That Evrart and the Union have nice plans for anything. I thought they only cared about themselves. Well, I guess Union members have children too.
And those members have a vote when electing the head of the local chapter.
Proszę, niech pani użyje mojego długopisu.
He has a pen in everything. Here you go.
Dziękuję.
You're welcome.
Czym się pani tutaj zajmuje?
Like I said, fish mostly. Sail the waves, take care of the kids, pick nets. Right now I'm tarring a little skiff.
Co jeszcze?
I sell the fish to people in the Delta to serve at their fancy restaurants. Authentic Insulindian cuisine.
To wszystko, żeby się utrzymać? To wystarczy, żeby się utrzymać?
Sometimes I also walk to the beach to see what the sea has given up. The sea is full of surprises.
Keep it professional, man. Don't make it sound like you're hitting on her.
Spacer. I co pani dotąd znalazła?
Wood, pieces of glass. Every once in a while we see dead bodies. Human, animal, fish, other odd sea creatures. A mine washed ashore once. Bottles, drugs also. Lost cargo in general. Most of the time it's just wood and glass.
All right. Major choice moment. You only get to ask one thing. It would be weird to say them all. Choose wisely.
To bo złe miejsce. Czemu pani nie odejdzie?
Go where? The fish are plentiful here and we get enough orders to get by. It's not great, but it's something.
Po prostu dokądś. Daleko. Od tego całego smutku.
People imagine picking up and finding something better is an easy solution. But how is that supposed to work when all your time and energy goes to staying alive? You have almost nothing to set aside to actually fight your way out.
Jesus Christ, jakie to jest mądre, co ona powiedziała. Oh, God. Zrobię zdjęcie tego, bo to jest zajebisty tekst.
Hordes of wild, homeless people roaming the lands. Nomads scattered across an endless plain in a dystopian world where tear is the only valid currency and people eat each other to stay alive.
I don't mean to complain about my pauper life. We are warm and fed here and... I don't know. There's just something about this shithole.
Ładna broń.
Unfortunately, the factory sold this one with a 3-year warranty instead of story. It's to intimidate folks mostly.
Rzeczywiście jest imponujący.
It's a regular mass-produced sword, like a shovel or an axe. Nothing fancy.
Po co
Just
to
for
zastraszanie?
education. From time to time, people need a lesson in respect. That's just the way it is. Back in the day, I caught the eyes of many men. And believe me, men need a lesson in manners from time to time.
I gdzie teraz są ci wszyscy mężczyźni? Ojeju. Czy mogę pożyczyć ten miecz?
No, I'm afraid not.
Człowiek obóz się nie zbroi.
What makes you think we haven't? The truth is that almost everyone in this life is scared and tired and stupid and too dull for that. That goes for men too. But they put on an act for us. Pretend like everything's good and living in shit doesn't bother them. Like anyone falls for that.
To prawda, większość ludzi, których spotkałem, się boi.
No one wants to talk about how frightened they are. But only frightened people are really dangerous. And plenty of them are dangerous.
Gdzie są teraz ci wszyscy mężczyźni?
Some went to patch their wounds, their lesson learned. Others were more thick-headed. And one of them, I ended up marrying.
Czy jest teraz pani mąż?
Come.
Odszedł, nie wrócił? Dokąd?
To the waves. The sea took him. It was a long time ago.
O,
He didn't respect the sea. Went out there drunk like a skunk, and sure enough, one day the boat was found floating empty. The bloated. Now, before you tell me how sorry you are for my loss, know that it was 4 years ago, and I've moved on. There's only so much mourning you can do for a drunk with sinewy muscles.
czas naprawdę jest najlepszym lekarstwem smutek, co?
Us working folk don't have the luxury to be bedsick with melancholy. I buried him, mourned for an appropriate amount of time, and went on. Life didn't really change that much for me and the kids.
This is neither a touchy nor a very interesting topic for her. She looks like she's ready to go on a date with another, better, drunk. Ask her. Both of you could need some action.
Przekonywanie heroiczne. Musi pójść na randkę z innym pijakiem i to pilne. The fuck? Przekonywanie. Czy mam coś pod przekonywanie? Mam na minus przekonywanie, zajebiście. O! Przekonywanie +1. Nice. Przekonywanie 4. Od myśli -1. Dlaczego od myśli -1? Jakaś myśl mi zmniejsza? God damn it. Ktoś z ubrań też mi chyba zmniejsza. A, to. Przekonywanie 5. Jak tam?
Aye, the sea's gonna calm down soon. I can feel it. The wind is turning southeast. What's on your mind, officer?
Trochę niezręcznie. Dobra, czyli wrócimy do tego tematu jeszcze.
Aye, the sea's gonna calm down soon. Oh, that's good to know, I guess. Why is it in the sea?
Nie czułem go za dobrze, nie. Wygląda na to, że się spiłem i wjechałem do Boża.
This calls for a funeral, if you ask me.
Proponuje pani, żebyśmy uhonorowali pozostałości mojego dawnego powozu?
Aye. Feels deserved, don't you think? Falling in the line of duty like that and all?
To za dziwna myśl. Może faktycznie powinienem?
Why odd? Our things are a part of our life world. They're made with our human sweat and they share human history. We should care about them as we care about humans. To some extent, at least.
Okej.
Life world. Someone's been reading up on last century 𝗀𝗶𝗹𝗵 philosophers. Play it cool now.
Dobrze.
Oh, yeah. You won't even be able to get it out of the water before early June. And where are you going to bury it? Who to invite? What music? Take it from someone who's been through a few funerals. It's easiest to just leave them there and...
That's all we have time for right now anyway. Come back here in June and see how you feel about it then. It's not like it's going anywhere.
Absolutely. Things like what, for example? Sure is. The sun, I call her, coated with a fresh...
No dobra. Czyli z nią pogadamy później. Trzeba zbadać wybrzeże jeszcze.
You're not sure about the melody, but it might be 𝗧𝗵𝗵𝗏, possibly 𝗧𝗵𝗾𝗂𝗏.
Welcome to the fishing village. Please lean in closer. I have cataracts.
Nachyl się do przodu.
Oh, welcome, police officer. We don't cause any trouble around here. And we don't want any trouble either.
We are not here to cause any trouble, madame.
Tak jak powiedział. Jesteśmy policjantami.
Oh, of course. Last time we saw you around here was 12 years ago. You also came to take care of trouble then. Wish you did. But still, in Martinez, you're considered an ill omen.
O jakim złym omenie mowa?
Oh, the usual. Dark tidings. Black hound.
Okej.
That's you, all right. A black hound licking your own heels.
Jeśli jestem uważany za złą, to czemu nikt mi tego nie powiedział?
Maybe they are afraid.
Czemu?
Because you're an ill omen. But you're still welcome here. As long as men with guns aren't chasing you. And maybe even then. Because that's the kind of fishing village we've built. I'm sorry there's not a lot of room to park the motor carriage. And not a lot of houses. Or a lot of people. My kids are long gone. Searching for treasure. So are others. Ah, look at me ramble on. What brings you to us?
Widziała może pani na wybrzeżu? Ruby?
Nay, I haven't seen anyone lately.
Ale wie pani, o kim mówię?
This is my little cinder block town. I know what goes on around here.
She's being evasive.
There was a murder in Martinez. She might be a suspect. We would appreciate your...
Would you now? I know how this world works. And it doesn't work when people tell on each other.
Czyż pani wie, przybyliśmy tutaj, żeby pomóc.
Aye, that you are, Dark Omen. Help yourselves and your organization. Help the storm clouds gather on the horizon.
Coś pani wie, ale postanowiła pani tego nie mówić.
There's not much to tell. People come and go. Now, was there some...
I see, ma'am. I hope...
Ruby was here. You know it.
Gdzie mógłbym się tutaj zatrzymać?
Stay? Most people here are trying to leave. That said, if lodgings is what you're looking for, I've got a free room in the shack.
Ile kosztuje?
I won't charge you for it. Take it as a gesture of goodwill from the village to the RCM.
Dobrze, biorę.
Don't make an old woman regret opening her house to the police.
Well, if you are not in the hostel in the morning, I'll know where to find you. Here, in a shack.
He's a little relieved you're no longer in that room. Should he? This environment encourages one thing, and one thing only. Drinking.
Co jest w tej wsi rybackiej?
Just us. It's barely a village anymore. We almost don't exist.
Co ma pani na myśli?
This is pretty much a non-place. A gap. A blank spot on the map. Just a cluster of nameless shacks on a nameless street.
The place is so pornographically poor, it's not even funny.
Jest obscenicznie ubogie.
The lack of wealth is the one thing we've got in abundance.
It's a cold, cynical smile.
Riddles. Fits with the general ambiance here.
Aye. Sometimes it's as though I'm also gotten lost inside this nameless nothing.
Ja też się zgubiłem.
Oh, it seems to be a common theme these days.
Chyba jestem w trakcie odnajdywania siebie z powrotem.
Isn't that what people always think when they are lost? Something I can do for you to find your way, officer?
Coś tu musi być, proszę mi powiedzieć.
Over there, you can find more of the same. Shacks and trees growing wild. That's the pox.
Ospa?
An old military hospital and its surroundings. Or it used to be, during the time of the suzerain. After the war, It was turned into a goodwill hospital for shell shock veterans and folks looking for some quiet in the old sanatorium gardens. Now the area is crisscrossed with nameless streets and makeshift cinder block houses, shacks as far as the eye can see.
Co się stało ze szpitalem?
The goodwill ran out. The staff left and the place was shut down. It's long gone by now.
Kto jeszcze mieszka w tej wsi?
Well, there's Lillian and her kids. A few new folks live in the house to the east, but they're away right now. And then there's the drunks. Not a pretty sight, but there's little we can do about it. Home is home, even for them.
Znałem już Lilian.
Lillian is tough. Tougher than the men here, at least. If it wasn't for her and the kids, this place wouldn't have a spark of life left.
I jeszcze nie spotkałem tu żadnych pijaków.
Sooner or later, you'll see for yourself. Don't have to look long to find these guys.
No rozumiem.
She nods, rinsing another piece of cloth.
Co jest dalej na wybrzeżu?
Not much. There's the abandoned church, the DeLorean Church of Humanity. It's been there since before my time, even.
Czemu jest opuszczony?
Some things just don't fly, officer. Look around. Who'd go to church here? They built it 300 years ago. Must have been nicer then.
So, they don't hold services there anymore? The Ecclesiastes?
No, we've tried, but things just keep happening. Crime, accidents, other things. The place never stays open. It's a pity. It used to be such a nice church.
She's not telling you all she knows. Keep her talking.
Mam wrażenie, że coś pani pomija.
Well, there's that music from across the sea. It started a few days ago, and now it's blasting even through the nights. And now, suspicious-looking people are sneaking around the church. I don't like that.
Interesting. You could look into this ruckus if you have the time.
Co jest jeszcze na wybrzeżu?
Before you get to the church, there's some ruins, an apartment complex, or some kind of electrical plant. Run-down bunch of houses, empty.
Co są w końcu? Apartamenty czy elektrownia?
I don't know exactly. A pre-war place. It used to be something. Before the war. I wasn't here then, you know. Was born in Samara.
Jest coś jeszcze warte uwagi?
Of note, the old fish market up on the boardwalk. But it's closed.
A kto chciałby przyjść tutaj na targ rybny?
No one. That's why it's closed. It was once a bustling place, back when I was young, and so was everyone else. Now, what catch we do bring in goes straight into a lorry for the dead. What? You're one of those real estate people with big plans? If you want a development opportunity, you can check out the abandoned building over at Land's End. Used to be a supply depot, we think, sending goods and ammo across the bay. It's jammed shut though. We tried to get in, see if there was anything to sell or scavenge, but it's impossible. And now you know everything there is to know about this coast.
Kim dokładnie tu jest?
Me? No one. Just an old washerwoman. Mother called me Isabel, if that's what you're asking. And my married name is Sadie. Now it's your turn, Mr. Quite a handle you got there. So many titles. One of them double.
Tam poproszono o zdobycie pani podpisu.
Eh? What's this about? Come now, I can't read all this scribble. Tell me what it says.
To tylko umowa dotycząca nieruchomości, nic złego.
It's the Debardier Union, isn't it?
Tak.
Thought so. So what do the 𝗧𝗵𝗹𝗵𝗁 want this time?
Chcę zmienić część wsi w niewielkie centrum młodzieżowe.
I might be half blind, but it looks like part of the village is gonna be a street. The best part. The part we need to get out of our houses. I see Lillian's name is already here. The girl is too trusting. Either way, I won't sign union papers.
Pani ma przeciwko związkowi.
I've seen it all before. You think they've got our interests at heart? Rich men are always selling poor men promises they never plan to keep. Then the poor get pushed out of their homes and the rich get a little richer. That's the way it goes. So no, I don't trust the fat man, and neither should you.
Zgadzam się.
In her mind, the Union is right-wing because Everard is fat. It's that simple, and there's no change in it. She is headstrong, but there's a slight hesitation in there. You may be able to convince her.
Spróbujmy. Spróbujmy ją przekonać. Chociaż to jest tylko dla moich korzyści i ona pewnie będzie przez to cierpiała. Ale i tak cierpi.
It's really
Okej, raz jeszcze. Ajajajaj. Trudna sprawa, naprawdę trudna sprawa.
Our tenant, the policeman.
It's really
Jeszcze raz.
Our tenant, the policeman. I hope the waves.
can reason won't work on this old bat. Better go for shameless emotional manipulation. What's the grandmother's deepest vulnerability?
Co się stanie z dziećmi?
What do you mean? What's going to happen? We are gonna grow up, of course. I raised my own kids in this village and they are doing fine for themselves.
Są tu obecne?
No, they moved to Faubourg for work.
A co pani zdaniem będą robić dzieci Lillian, kiedy dorosną?
Well, I imagine they'll grow up and leave too.
You've got her. Now just reel her in.
A potem co?
Then,
Nic nie mów.
I don't believe the Fat Man's Youth Center is going to change anything. But what other choice do we have? It's not like the coalition government is coming to save us.
Raczej nie.
I won't be around much longer anyway. Not with the dampness in my bones. If they want to take a chance, who am I to stop them?
Kiwnij głową.
Did you say something?
Powiedziałem, na dobry początek może pani podpisać te papiery.
Reluctantly, she takes the pen from your hand, scribbles her name on the line, and hands everything back to you.
See that you didn't just get us all screwed. I might be half blind, but I have a good memory for treachery.
Okej.
Let's go mail it.
He's not dissatisfied with you, but with himself.
Trudne sprawy, nie będę kłamał. Ale potrzebujemy tego dokumentu. Dobrze. Co ja to moglibyśmy jeszcze z kimś porozmawiać i dopiero wysłać. Przed powrotem do domu. Zróbmy tak. Pogadajmy jeszcze. Pyta będzie łazić w tym z powrotem. A my tu jeszcze się nie dowiedzieliśmy tak naprawdę, kto tu mieszka. Czy ktoś tu mieszka? To jest chyba ten dom, co mi tam przekazała, nie? Czy nie?
Hello, mister.
She clutches a small stuffed animal. Occasionally, she
O! Słyszałem, że jest tu rękawiczki. Babka sama ma rękawiczki.
Oh, I had gloves. Very big ones.
Where did you get these gloves?
Found them when Lemmy and I were playing hide and seek. In an empty house. Where no one lives.
She doesn't want you to think she stole them.
Gdzie są teraz?
I hid Them. The twins were gonna take them. They're stupid.
We're going to need those gloves. It's for important police business.
Oh. They're in my sandcastle. Behind our house. Under the sand. You can break the castle. It's not very good.
Co w moim zamku? Znasz kogoś?
Luby. My mom tells me I'm a big girl. But she doesn't know that I can't say Earl. Or like, sometimes I can. But then,
Kids.
Jesteś córką Lilian?
Yes, I am. Little Lily. You know my mom?
Poznałem ją wcześniej.
That's nice. My mom is great.
Co to jest?
It's a grouse.
You might be able to get on Garth's good side if you replace the broken scooter you almost certainly broke.
Mogę wziąć?
Sure, just go and get it.
Gartowi damy.
All right. You just need to.
Co tam trzymasz?
It's Lammy. He's my friend.
𝗵𝗵𝗶𝗵𝗁 is a stuffed lamb that, admittedly, has seen better days. One of the 𝗬𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏.
O, miło poznać.
Lammy usually doesn't like strangers.
Dzięki. Okej. Czyli to nie jest ten dom, który ja miałem wziąć.
Weather has not been kind to Lily's The walls and floors give way to the giant.
Congratulations. That's the gauntlet's down then. Yes?
Dobra. I co z tymi rękawicami? Słówka.
You take the legal documents out of the
Dobra. To już mamy.
As you fold your fingers into a fist, you realize you could knock anyone out with one punch. The white ceramic gloves wrap around your digits comfortably. The hardened vitreous enamel, at once sleek and voluptuous, you really do feel more confident. Invulnerability does that. Even partial invulnerability. Remember, this is a highly specialized kinetic redistributor meant.
No dobra. A tu widzę, że mamy jeszcze mnóstwo do przeszukania. Dobra, tu wrócimy. Z tego zaplecza wrócimy. Jakieś dzieci?
The scruffy hair, the other one, looks indistinguishable from him.
Widzieliście w okolicy takich złych ludzi?
What bad people?
I don't think questioning 4-year-olds with a...
Then we're definitely doing it.
Musicie być bliźniaki Lilian.
This one doesn't say
Lily's our mum.
Już to powiedziałem.
stone kicker. The other one, wow, so intellectually stimulating.
Maui to wasza siostra?
Yes.
Dobrze.
Yes.
Ludzie identycznie, chłopaki.
The stone,
He looks just like me.
the boy, the rock.
You're bad with kids. Maybe I am. Now, how about some actual police?
You're stupid. Okay.
Dobra. Już się dowiedziałem, kurwa, ale się dowiedziałem, wow. No siema, panowie. Kierownicy, znaczy się.
Good to see you, friend. Do I have deals set up for you, buddy boy?
Does he actually know you? Or is he just shopkeep friendly?
Dobrze ciebie też widzieć. Okej. Dobrze, ciebie też dobrze widzieć, przyjacielu.
So what do you want? I got smokes. They're cheap. Very cheap. I got Pilsner. Great deal. You won't get a better deal on that piss. Spirits I can let go for 300 real. I also have speed. And by speed, I mean amphetamine.
Przyjacielu, my się znamy?
Sure, friend. You know it.
Don't mind old Rosemary here. He's a buffoon. Let's have a word after your high-concept transactions. I'll give you the lowdown.
Amfetaminę?
Aye, by amphetamine I mean speed.
Myślałem, że mówiąc speed masz na imię amfetaminę.
Aye, it's what I said.
Dobrze, rozumiem.
Good, my man. Now what can
Niezły
I...
interes sobie tu rozkręciłeś.
Oh. The system's been good to old Rosemary here, and I'm milking her like a bitch goat in the backyard.
Co chcesz przez to powiedzieć?
You see, friend, man makes his own luck, and I made mine real good. Got my hands on 3 bottles of liquor 𝗀𝗡𝗄𝗃, sold 2 to the fellows around here, and immediately invested the profit. Bought cigarettes, bought beer, even bought a bit of speed. And look at me now. I got everyone on my hook.
The hook. Where is it? I can't see it.
Zdaje się, że i się masz na tym haczyku.
Of course. It is what it is, you know. What it's always been.
Dobra.
People, buddy boy. It's the people. Oh, you see, friend, bought cigarettes.
The hook. Where is it? I can't see it.
Seriously? Are you? Fine.
There's Rhea, and the lieutenant is not.
Sure.
Don't mind old Rosemary.
Oh, you see, bought cigarettes.
The hook.
Hook'em and cook'em, huh? Sure, friend. Sure.
Don't mind old
Oh, you bought cigarettes?
The hook. Where?
Permit? Who gives a shit? You want to buy something? See, friend, it's real valuable. Worth every real, if you catch my drift. Got it from a bit of a business venture. You know, it's funny, actually.
Co takiego?
What?
Keep him talking.
This guy.
No masz tę butelkę spirytusu.
Oh, this is medicinal spirits. The good stuff. Got it from the doctor's office. I got one of those scientific ampoules a few months ago. 𝗀𝗶𝗹𝗶, they call it. It's supposed to keep a man from taking a drink. Didn't stop me for shit, that's for sure. 5 lemons with half a pack of butter and you're good to go.
Niezła rada. Brzmi to niebezpiecznie.
It was. In a week, the goddamn kidneys started giving me all kinds of help. Finally, the missus took me to a private doctor's office. Not a charity, the real thing. Those arseholes charged me 4 real to remove the damn thing. But I came out on top after all.
W jaki sposób?
The idiots left me alone in there. Now, I used to teach high school biology. I know what doctors use to preserve dead things. It's like 3 cans of this blue medicinal stuff from the back room. Threw the snakes out and voila! What's left is this beautiful blue stuff. 98.7% almost pure alcohol.
Ja pierdolę.
Snakes or intestinal worms?
2 I already sold to these fine gentlemen here. But this last one is yours for 3 real, if you want it.
Don't say it.
No na pewno się przyda, tak.
3 real.
Well done. That's a much more reasonable price right there. Make
In the civilized...
Okej.
Hey, Tequila! Good to see you. How's
Uściśnij dłoń. Teraz tequila?
Yeah, Tequila Sunset. How are the high concept reality based adventures proceeding?
He says it like it's obviously your name. Like you call someone Billy Brunel or leader of the 4th Street gang. Good. These people know your true name. Looks like it has preceded you, Mr. Sunset. More on that later.
Rzeczywistość przyprawia mnie o pełen agresji, smutek.
I know what you mean. Sitting around with these bums, you really get to know the nitty-gritty of reality. And it isn't good. Things aren't going super well for idiot 𝗧𝗵𝗵𝗏 either. Haven't found those keys yet, haven't won that great piece of ass back. No word from my business buddies.
Widzieliście może ostatnio w okolicy rudą kobietę imieniem Rudy?
Can't really remember seeing any women after losing my keys.
He really has no idea who this Ruby is, sire.
Co tu robicie, panowie?
We are saving the world. Please! Please don't call. Okay, we're drinking. We're drinking alcohol. That's what we're doing. I tried to save the world once, a long time ago, with enterprise, creativity, and willpower. But that didn't work out. So now, it's a pirate's life for me.
Co to jest Tequila Sunset?
It's you. You're Tequila Sunset.
Skąd o tym wiesz?
We've met before. Don't you remember?
No, you sure don't.
Nie.
Aha. Do you want to know how Tequila Sunset came to be?
Tequila. Tequila Sunset. Something ominous there.
Słucham.
Let me take a sip to moisten up my chords. Tequila Sunset rolled into Martinez last Friday. And by Tequila Sunset, I mean you. The man, the myth.
My się spotkaliśmy w piątek?
Hey, let's not jump ahead of ourselves. This is your story. Stop interrupting. You got here on Friday to solve a case, hoping to be the early bird who gets the worm. And by the worm, I mean the buzz. Because as far as I know, all you did was get piss drunk. Word on the street is you went around the local hostel telling people that you're a police officer, and that it would be really fucked up if you shot yourself in the head right in front of them. That's pretty high concept, if you ask me.
The lieutenant's brow is furrowed. He's listening as casually as he can.
Co się stało potem?
It was a late Saturday night when we, the Union of moribund alcoholics, were getting our drink on. Nothing remarkable about this, we get our drink on 24/7. Makes everything warm and glowy. I trust you know the feeling. One moment we hear the sound of a motor carriage revving up somewhere on the plaza, followed by a series of dings and bangs. Naturally, loud noises pique the interest of anybody owning a pair of ears. That's just the reality we're in.
Naturalnie.
Anyway, there was a brief silence, a gasp of silence, if you will, followed by a real commotion. We heard the carriage careening towards the coast at top speed. Sounded like someone jumped the canal. We grabbed our brewskis and rushed to the jetty. Never underestimate the speed of an alcoholic. What we saw was a sight to behold. A beat-up police carriage containing you. Right there on the beach. You revved the engine and screamed at the top of your lungs, "The time hath come!" So, naturally, being the curious cat I am, I asked what time hath come. To which you replied, "The time hath come for Tequila Sunset, the end of all things!"
Boże, co się stało potem?
Your reality contracted. You jammed the pedal, plowed right off the jetty, and through the ice. We ran towards the ice, whilst you crawled your way out, miraculously unhurt, covered in seaweed and shit, like some kind of sea monster. When we finally got there, you were sitting on the beach crying. You said that your badge and uniform were in the car. It was too late to get in there, though.
In this way, you and your motor carriage have a lot in common.
Recognizing a brother in need, we offered our condolences and invited you to party with us, which you naturally agreed to. We asked about the whole Tequila Sunset thing, and you told us it was your name now and insisted that we all call you that from then on.
Tequila Sunset, co? Brzmi całkiem nieźle.
Yeah, I agree.
Długo imprezowaliśmy?
Hours. It was an all-night drink-a-thon. Then, at some point, I think it was Sunday morning, you got belligerent and wanted to talk about Revacholian women. How they're beautiful and also whores and so on. How one of them fucked you real bad. After a short while, you crossed the event horizon, looked sullen, got up, and left without saying anything.
Wow, that's quite a story.
Yeah, I bet Tequila's a fucking legend around the precinct. You must be proud to work with him.
If you only knew.
Mówiąc coś konkretnie o tym kimś, kto mnie wydymał?
You were pretty vague about it, but you kept saying you got fucked real hard, and that we've all been fucked too.
Please, don't open that door.
No one's fucked me. I do the fucking around here.
Abigail! It seemed pretty painful, to be honest with you.
Wspomniałem o utracie czegoś jeszcze?
Beside your gun and your badge, you said something about your hope or heart or something. In retrospect, I guess you lost your motor carriage too? You told us that they were a bunch of fucking losers whose main interest was cramping your style.
It's more like you were cramping theirs.
No specifics though. It was
Mówiłeś
more
coś o
about
śledztwie?
Yeah, you said it was no biggie and that you'd solve it in no time. And that you didn't need anyone to do it. You're doing it solo now.
A lot of cops go solo and hermit once they reach that level of alcoholism.
It's not meant as a joke. He's sorry for the hermit cop.
Rozmawialiśmy o polityce?
Yeah, you kept talking about how the coal mine owners were fucking us all over, just like that woman fucked you. I didn't agree with you, by the way.
Dobrze, więc słuchajcie, nie rozumiem policjanta jestem?
You kept apologizing for being such a bad cop and for the damage you've inflicted on everyone around you. You also kept pausing to knock the heel of your hand against your temple.
Ja, chyba wszystko usłyszałem, no.
It's a hard thing for a man to confront his past. That's why I avoid mine at all costs.
Może opowiedziałbyś mi kiedyś coś jeszcze?
Whoop-de-doo. So now I'm a fucking storyteller.
Jak zostałeś idiotą w spirali katastrof?
It depends, really. Are you willing to help me out?
Okej,
You might get scammed here.
dobrze. Czego potrzebujesz?
Booze. Did you already forget our party? The thing I relayed to you earlier. So, have you got anything for good old...
Mam tu pysznego czerwonego komandosa.
Classy.
Hey, Spiral Boy, you gonna share that?
Don't call Abigail!
Shut up, guys. I'm telling a story here. Something happened to you. Something happened to me, too. My actual name is George. But around here, you already know. I was once a reasonably high net worth individual. A founder/junior partner at a high-concept creative services agency. When my story begins, I had just landed a major contract with an insurance firm. I used the profits from my agency to finance what I called a cultural incubator. Abstract value generation, value per person, high-concept stuff. I developed the paradigm, worked within the paradigm, but the burden of leadership weighed heavily on me. So I went jogging every so often to keep myself sane. 22 full-time employees, an all-star team, a potentially historical set of individuals. Worrying about them often kept me up well into the morning hours.
Jogging pomagał?
It did. With my trusty sans-serif tracksuit, I felt like I could conquer the world. But now dreams are worn thin, much like my tracksuit.
Co się stało?
One day I left on my evening run. As you may know, it's impossible to clear your head when you're distracted by the sound of keys jangling in your pockets.
His eyes are your eyes.
So I removed the key ring and put the keys for the front gate and the apartment into different pockets to stop the jangling, you see? At least, that was the plan. I was halfway done with my usual lap when it started to rain. The reality situation became very wet. I made my way back home and discovered that I didn't have the key to the front gate. I'd mixed it up with the key to the letterbox, which was useless. Naturally, the situation required me to climb over the gate, which I did. There was no climbing down because I slipped and landed on my ass. Reality was looking rather grim just then. Me lying on my ass in a mud pit in the middle of a heavy shower. But when life knocked me down, I always got up. So I made my way across the yard. Standing in front of my apartment door, fumbling with my pockets, I realized that I'd also forgotten my apartment key. I rang my neighbors' buzzers. It was late, and most of them didn't even answer. Those who did assumed I was trying to sell them something and hung up before I could even explain the situation. People are naturally wary of ad men, you see. One moment someone chats you up, 5 minutes later you've bought a box of edible lingerie and a strap-on. I don't begrudge them, especially since I was known to be one of the best.
Heavy is the head that wears the crown.
Just then, I experienced a moment of clarity. I still had the key to my office. I could wait out the storm there. But when I reached my office, I remembered that I'd asked one of my producers to change the locks that day. And since I hired only the best, he'd already done it, and I couldn't get in. Anyway, long story short, life spiraled out of control. I haven't gotten into my apartment for years, and my girlfriend left me because she didn't want to date a homeless man. The company, well, you see where I'm going with this. So, now you've heard my tragic tale. What do you think? Like nothing you've ever heard, huh?
Zaraz, i to już? Mam wrażenie, że coś tu pominęliśmy.
Tequila, I've thought about this series of events for a long time. If there was anything else to it, I would have thought of it by now.
Why didn't you go to the authorities?
Well, at one point they came to me, but, you know, I didn't have any ID on me, so they tossed me in jail for 2 days. I can't say it increased my faith in the RCM. No offense, gentlemen. The hobo lifestyle definitely has some perks. Not having to pay rent, first and foremost. Not being responsible for 20 other people is nice, too. But that charm wears off pretty quickly. Before you know it, you're wearing a shit-stained tracksuit and spending your days picking tear.
Czemu cały czas wszystko tracisz?
Good fucking question, Tequila. If I knew the answer, you think I'd be hanging out on a beach in this formerly premium but now extremely dirty 2-piece lycra tracksuit? I used to own my reality situation. My business buddies and I had our own creative services agency. I had a nice apartment, an even nicer piece of ass. But somehow it all got away from me. Now I can't hang on to anything. Just last week I stole this nice new jacket, but then I lost it too. The only things I haven't lost are these 2 drunks.
You of all people should empathize with this. Perhaps this lost jacket is something you could help with?
I jak nazywała się twoja agencja?
My agency, man. The Boom Boom Room. Our concept was combining high art with the lowest forms of marketing. The color red, breasts, and oil painting. I convinced my partners to reinvest some of our profits in an even more high-concept cultural incubator called Thin Air. The artists were happy, the clients were happy. I was financing a group of poets in East Revachol who were developing a new universal poetic language. But then it all went to shit.
If it sounds like it makes no sense, that's because it doesn't.
Cyniczne konopieństwo.
Well, you know, sex sells. That's the first rule of advertising. Maybe you're right. Who knows? Maybe we were behind the curve? We were fucking rich, though, that much I know.
Co za dres?
What? You've never seen 100% lycra before? Go on, feel that primo material.
Dotknij.
Pretty nice, huh? This might be one of the last of its kind. Should probably be in a museum, honestly.
Good God. It's nearly impossible to describe how dirty this texture is. It's like rubbing 2 jellyfish skins together. You feel about 15% less human for having touched it. Randomized trials have also found lycra, TN, to be associated with a number of exotic, highly malignant cancers. So you also have that to look forward to. And then there's the smell. But you don't even want to think about that.
Wow, you're lucky. He never lets me feel it.
That's because your paws are fucking filthy, Rosie. We're right next to the bed.
A ci pozostali pijacy?
My fellow members of the Union of 𝗪𝗵𝗶𝗿𝗵𝗁. They're exactly what they look like.
Hey, tequila! You want to buy some speed?
Shut the fuck up, Rosemary. He's a cop, remember?
I thought he was a cool cop.
Don't call Abigail.
And this is Abs. So yeah, that's basically us. We drink together.
To była za kurtka?
Tequila, it's a verifiable tragedy. It was practically brand new. Sure, it didn't really go with my lycra threads. Say, you're a detective, right? Maybe you can help old 𝗬𝗵𝗏𝗂𝗏𝗏.
Gdzie ją zgubiłeś?
If I knew where I lost it, don't you think I'd... Somewhere north of here, that's for sure. You could ask around, see if anyone's seen it. I'm all ears, Tequila.
Masz jeszcze jakieś opowieści?
I do. But as you can see, my fuel tank is running quite low.
Okay.
And I can't keep on telling the stories.
Okay.
Wonderful. Then I can't keep on... You too.
Wrong. Don't you call her? Yeah.
Kim jest Abigail?
Abigail. Don't you fucking call Abigail.
You're not going to get anything out of this guy.
Abigail. Abigail. Don't call Abigail.
The man hiccups, then mumbles.
There's no use in yelling at drunks.
The drunk man starts. He snorts and
Don't call.
There was little chance he'd be a reliable witness in...
No dobra. Okej, no powiedzmy, że tych 3 ziomków mamy z głowy. Poniekąd. Z tą babką też mamy z głowy. Tam z tą porozmawiamy. Tu się wjebaliśmy. No dobra, no ale wracamy na miejsce. Wracamy na miejsce, wysyłamy list. I będziemy mieć stronę z głowy, możemy kończyć dzień. Warto byłoby się dowiedzieć o tych wynikach autopsji.
the dented yellow mailbox greets you with its graffito. You drop the white envelope in the for good or ill. The deed.
Let's go back to 𝗪𝗏𝗏. This better be worth it.
Okej, czyli będziemy potrzebowali... Nikt nie chce z rozstrzałów. 𝗀𝗏𝗏 może coś wiedzieć. Wysłany list. Autopsja. Dobra. No i możemy w takim razie ten dzień zakończyć. Idziemy śpiochać. Temu możemy dać coś.
Can I help you?
What is this thing?
Nic szczególnego.
What, the interior decorating kind? You know, I'm sorry. This is actually a nice bird. A competent piece of taxidermy. I can fix it to the plaque and have a new bird in the establishment, I guess. So...
People just don't know how to accept gifts.
I feel good about our work here today. It's all about the little things, like bringing people random stuffed animals.
It's not actually about...
Dobra, i co tu mamy jeszcze do rozdania? Encyklopedia, matematyka wzrokowa, dramaturgia, przekonywanie. Kurde, to myśl trzeba by się pozbyć. Zapomnij. Czy to nie wiem, co bym chciał dać tutaj. Do zobaczenia rano. Okej. Dobrze.
But your bones are so tired from what feel like weeks of work on the case. You have to try. After what feels like hours, you feel you might be sleeping.
Dobrze, ale to będzie wszystko w tym odcinku. Serdecznie dziękuję za oglądanie. Wrócimy do tego w następnym epizodzie. Dziękuję bardzo za oglądanie mojego materiału. Mam nadzieję, że Wam się podobało. Jeżeli Wam się spodobało, pamiętajcie, żeby kliknąć kciuk w górę, zasubskrybować i kliknąć dzwoneczek. Wszystko, aby zawsze być na bieżąco. Jeżeli macie coś do napisania, napiszcie komentarz, dzięki temu będę wiedział, że jesteście, że Wam się podoba i przede wszystkim, że chcecie, żeby tych materiałów pojawiało się więcej. Dodatkowo, jeżeli chcecie się wdzięczyć za to, co robię i podoba Wam się moja praca, pamiętajcie, że możecie kliknąć w moją nazwę, wejdziecie do strony głównej mojego kanału, kliknąć opcję wesprzyj i za 2 zł, 10 albo 30 zostaniesz wspierającymi według Waszej tutaj chęci i potrzeby oddania trochę tej dobroci w moją stronę. Dziękuję bardzo za oglądanie, trzymajcie się, do usłyszenia i życzę Wam miłego. Bardzo serdecznie dziękuję wszelkim wspierającym za to, że jesteście. Dziękuję tym, którzy byliście wspierającymi i dziękuję wszystkim tym, którzy po tym właśnie filmiku zdecydowaliście się na wsparcie. Przede wszystkim to nie jest tak, że wspieracie osobę, która ma tysiące widzów. Wspieracie małą społeczność, której dzięki każdej osobie z Was, każdej złotówce, którą mi przelejecie, każdym 2 złotym, które jesteście wspierającymi ptasiakami, za każdą tą jedną osobę bardzo serdecznie dziękuję i za każdą tą złotówkę dziękuję, ponieważ dzięki temu po prostu mam chęci, mam motywację i przede wszystkim mam dodatkowe finanse, które pozwalają utrzymać ten kanał i utrzymać wszystko, co się wokół niego dzieje, włącznie z kosztami prądu, kosztami kupowania nowego sprzętu, kupowania nowych gier i w ogóle całego czasu, które spędzam, czy to nagrywając, czy to streamując i czy to, jeżeli w przypadku wielu sytuacji rozmawiając i wspierając osoby, które w jakiś sposób czują się gorzej. Więc moja działalność jest bardzo szeroka i cieszę się, że doceniacie ją. Jeżeli ktoś z Was czuje się gorzej i chciałby ze mną porozmawiać i ma jakieś takie problemy, możecie do mnie napisać, zagadać. Wszystko na Discordzie, a link do Discorda w opisie.